Welcome to the Bot Signal, your home for news and views about messenger chatbots. Today, let's talk about how bots differ from traditional marketing. This may be one of my favorite topics ever, and I'm alluding to this constantly whenever I'm talking about bots. Bots are different. Bots, there are several things that make them very, very different from traditional marketing methods. So let's dive into this right now, shall we? First and foremost, and the main difference between bots and traditional marketing, bots give people respect and space. Let me go into this a little bit. Respect is respecting people's choices. Inside my bots and the bots that I write for clients, there are plenty of opportunities to make a choice about what you do want to hear, what you don't want to hear, and the timing on which you want to hear about certain things. Maybe you totally want to cover this topic with me, but you just don't have time right now, and maybe you'll have time in a day or a week or 6 months from now. It doesn't matter. I give you those choices within a bot, just as you would if you were meeting someone at a party or a networking event or anywhere else. What do you do with brand new people that you're just meeting and having a conversation with? You allow them to drive part of the conversation. You give them respect and you give them a little bit of space. Here's how bots do that. So in my bots, as I've already said, you offer people choices. You offer people, do you want to hear about this event that I've got going on? We'll take, for example, you give them the absolutely choice. You give them the not right now choice. And then you give them the final choice, which is, nah, I really don't want to hear about that. Three of these choices are fine. With the people that say they don't want to hear about that, then I tag them a certain way that they don't want to hear about that event that's coming up. So when I've got an update that I'm putting out to everybody, I exclude people who don't want to hear about stuff. Now, this is completely counter to what digital marketing especially, has taught us, that numbers and clicks are more important than anything. Listen, when you give somebody a choice and they say, yeah, no, I don't want to hear about that, and then they never hear about that again, then that is allowing people to choose their own adventure. And it's giving them the respect to say, I don't want to hear about that. And it's okay to not give them all of those messages. Marketing, bots and messenger marketing is not about how to stay on top of somebody's mind every single 3-day, 72-hour period so that they buy from you. No, it's all about making a personal connection with somebody so that when they need the kind of help that you provide, they'll show up. You don't have to beat people over the head. You don't have to message them constantly. All you have to do is form a real connection and have a real conversation with people. So here's another one. Bots won't give you double messages. They will not double subscribe you to a sequence. Now, darlings, how many times have you gotten 6 or 3 or 4 or 6 emails about something that is exactly the same thing, just because you maybe signed in with Facebook one time and signed in with Google another, and you have different email addresses with both of those? How many times have you gotten duplicate emails on everything? How many times have you hit through to unsubscribe on an email and they've given you a little bit of a choice there about what list that you want to unsubscribe from, and you continue to get emails anyway? Other marketing methods offer you very, very little choice about what you want to hear about. Bots are choose your own adventure. It gives people respect and space. They can answer questions on their own time. Maybe I'm posing a question to somebody in a bot that they just don't have time to answer right now. Maybe they'll have time in a day or a week or 6 months. That's perfectly fine. The bot will run just as scheduled. This is less messages that are more targeted to the people that are actually interested in hearing that. This kind of response to marketing, it's almost not even marketing anymore. And I think that the respect and the space are my most favorite reason why messenger bots differ from traditional marketing. Second point, bots encourage humanity and personality. For the first time in marketing materials, everybody, you get to do you. Why does this work? Because as humans, we make emotional decisions and we back them up with facts. Why would you hire in a room of 50 people that taught bots? Why would you hire me? Really, I mean, everybody in the room probably has about the same experience. We all have a different style. Why would you hire me instead of the next person? It's because you resonate with my style and you want the kind of messenger bot that I want. It's because inside my bot, I have put enough of my personality, me, human RJ personality, that people know who they're dealing with. And they can make a choice long before we have a conversation as to whether they want to continue or not. Do we want the same things? Do we resonate? That is why you get to do you. The more personality you put in this bot, the better results you'll have. Finally, bots are different because nurture matters way more than numbers. Listen, in traditional marketing, we are all trained to think about the numbers, number of likes on the page, number of views on the video, minutes viewed on the video. We look at statistics and analytics and website hits and all of these things all the time, hoping, praying sometimes that it will predict something about the bottom line, because sometimes those numbers can mean so much, but there are other times that those numbers mean very little. And in a bot, those numbers mean very, very little. Here's what matters. How much am I nurturing people along in my bot? How many times am I spending that 20 minutes a day looking over the conversations that I'm having and encouraging that relationship along? Here's the thing that really matters. How many times am I taking a conversation that I'm having with somebody in a messenger bot? How many times am I taking that out of the bot and meeting with them, talking with them about what's going on with bots? How many times am I doing that? Because that, my friends, predicts my bottom line more than anything else does. The regular numbers don't matter at all. How much I am caring for and feeding the people in my bot matters more than anything else. And you know what? I can do those things. I don't have a following like Gary Vee. Probably never will. You know what? I don't need that kind of following. What I need is to make great connections with people in my bot, to carry that conversation outside of the bot and into a face-to-face, whether that's a virtual face-to-face on Zoom or a real face-to-face over a cup of coffee, and further that connection to see where it's going to go. That, to me, what bots are all about. That's why they're different than traditional marketing. And that's it for today. Thanks for listening today. You can find full episodes of The Bot Signal on your favorite podcast player. And if you have the Anchor app, stop in, ask me a question, leave me a voice message, and I'll include it on my next show. If you're completely new to bots and you don't know what's going on there, visit me at checkoutmybot.com. Start a conversation with me. Take my free mini course. It's all available. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you in a bot.
The podcast you just heard was published with Anchor. Got something you want to say to the creator of this show? Send them a voice message using the Anchor app, free for iOS and Android.